Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today we have two short articles for you. The first one, we're going to the moon, and the second one, we're going to Hollywood.
好，今天我们两篇文章。第一篇文章呢，我们要去月球；第二篇文章呢，我们要去好莱坞。
I just want to say both are equally improbable.
OK， 好，这两件事情都不是那么可能了哈，就我们不太可能到月球去，也不太可能到好莱坞。不过呢，文章会带我们到那边去。
Yes.
Right. The first short article is called A Time Zone for the Moon.
我们的中文标题是现在月亮几点钟？登月任务需要月球标准时间。
The European Space Agency has recently proposed setting up a new time zone for the moon. As dozens of lunar missions, organized by different countries, are scheduled over the next decade, the agency believes creating a standard time for the moon will facilitate communication. This time zone could help astronauts with navigation as well. Under the current system, each lunar mission uses the time zone of the country managing it. However, this is an imprecise method that can create confusion when spacecraft operated from different locations are not in sync. Experts have yet to decide precisely how the new lunar clock would work. However, with more missions to the moon and beyond planned in the future, standard timekeeping will be imperative.
Oh my gosh, having a standard moon time will be so convenient because then when I'm late, I can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just operating on standard moon time.
好，所以要有一个月球标准时间，以后你如果迟到，你就可以说，哦，对不起，我用的是月球标准时间。
I'd believe that. You're pretty loony.
Loony 就是笑笑有点 crazy 的意思。
But it comes from lunar, actually, because when the moon comes out, it actually changes the water pressure. No, listen, it changes the water pressure in the oceans. It also changes the water pressure in our brain. There's actually a scientific basis for going a little bit crazy when the moon is full.
所以这个 loony 这个字其实跟月亮是有关系的哈，因为这个在有月亮的时候呢，这个海洋里面的压力啊什么会改变，也会影响到我们人的心理状况等等的。以前的人是这么相信的。
So, the European Space Agency, the dudes responsible for all of Europe's space mission stuff, has recently proposed setting up a new time zone for the moon. I love it. The whole idea is so cool.
好，所以呢，这个The European Space Agency 就是欧洲太空总署 has recently proposed 他们最近提议 propose 就是提议什么呢？要 setting up 要设置要 establish 一个 new time zone 一个新的时区 for the moon 为了月球要设定一个新的时区，也就是要设定一个月球的标准时间一个时区。
Now, why would they want to do that? The next sentence begins with as, which here means because.Dozens of lunar missions organized by different countries are scheduled over the next decade. The agency believes creating a standard time for the moon will facilitate communication. Lunar is the adjective of moon.
There's been a lot of new moon missions.
Yeah, Russia had one or two, India one, China one or two. Japan has had one.And further out.
But that's like a lot. There's a lot of different people doing different things on the moon.
Well,
these moon missions are happening at the same time, which is the point of this.
That's the point of this sentence. If you're following a Japanese lunar mission, they probably will gear it to Tokyo time. And then in Washington and Paris and in Johannesburg, they won't know what time it is.Yeah,
and so the point is to facilitate communication. And to facilitate means to make something easier. They're trying to make the communication between these missions that are happening at the same time, make it easier for them to communicate with each other.
好，所以呢，我们看到这个句子，他说呢 as 就是因为 dozens 有数十个这个 lunar missions 月球的任务。然后呢，这些月球任务是怎么样呢？是 that are organized by different countries， 是由不同的国家所筹划的 organized。因为有不同国家所筹划的数十个月球任务呢，他们怎么样？这些任务 are scheduled， 这些任务已经被排定了。over the next decade， 在接下来的10年已经排定了，有好多个国家有不同的月球任务，在接下来的10年之内已经被排定了。 因此呢 the agency 就是这个欧洲太空总署呢 believes 他们认为什么呢？这件事情 creating a standard time for the moon 就这件事情就是为月球设定或者设立 creating 一个 standard time 标准时间，这样的一件事情呢，他们认为可以 will facilitate communication. Facilitate 就是有利于促进什么事情 to make easy or easier. 那可以促进有利于 communication 彼此之间的沟通。
And this time zone could help astronauts with navigation as well. So astronauts are people who are operating outside of our planet, outside of our atmosphere. And will help them with navigation, meaning figuring out where they are.
Yeah, 所以呢，这样的一个时区呢，可以帮助这些太空人 astronauts 帮他们做什么事情呢 ？Help somebody with something 就帮这些人做这件事情，所以可以帮他们做什么呢？做他们的 navigation 航行 as well 就是也，所以有标准时区也可以有利于这些太空人他们的航行。
Under the current system,Each lunar mission uses the time zone of the country managing it. Well, that's not really a problem if, at any given time, only one country is trying to navigate around the moon. But notice, we just mentioned, they expect dozens of new lunar missions over the next decade. Well, there are more dozens than 10 years of a decade. That means there would have to be sometimes it would be 2 or more.Lunar missions by different countries, and there you have the time problem.
好，所以呢 under the current system 就在现行的制度之下或者现行的体制之下呢 each lunar mission 每一个月球的任务使用的这个时区呢是 the country managing it 就是那个 the country 也就是执行管理这个计划的国家。换句话说，现在很多的月球任务，那每一个月球任务的时间都是由发起这个任务的那个国家使用他们的时间，所以如果说好几个国家同时在执行月球任务的话，可能就会出现问题。例如说日本可能说我们明天下午2点要在这个地方登陆，结果美国人说我们明天早上6点要在这个地方登陆，结果他们讲的是同一个时间，那就很麻烦了。
Right.
你在这里干嘛？所以有这个需要一个月球标准时间。
Right, like the next sentence says, this is an imprecise method that can create confusion. Is your 6 o'clock my 2 o'clock? Yeah. Especially when spacecraft operated from different locations are not in sync. If we are not syncing up our operations and we're operating at the same time, but assumption of different time zones, basically they're saying is these things could run into each other.
Yeah.
You could cause problems with each other's missions if they're not coordinated.Yeah,
所以如果没有协调好的话，可能真的会相撞。在这个月球上面有太空船祸，不是车祸。OK， 所以呢，这里讲到说 ，this is an imprecise method. Imprecise 就是不精准的 ，not precise. Inexact 不准的、不精准的一种方法。那这个方法 that 就指这个方法，它可能会 create confusion， 它可能会造成一些混乱 confusion。什么时候会造成混乱呢 ？When spacecraft 当这个太空船 operated from different locations 从不同的地点运作或者操作的太空船，也就是说从不同地点发射上来的太空船 are not in sync. In sync 就是同步。好，如果这太空船没有办法同步因为它是用的时间都不一样的话，那就会产生一些混乱。就像我们刚刚讲的，可能我的半夜2点跟你的下午6点是同一个时间我们都这个时候都要派太空船上去，那可能就会出问题。
Experts have yet to decide precisely how the new lunar clock would work. There's your key word, precisely. You have to have exact timing so that these missions will not end up colliding with each other.
好，所以 experts 专家 have yet to 就是还必须要，也就是尚未的意思，这也是英文很常见的一个语块。Someone has yet to do something. 那在这里他们还必须要，他们还尚未 decide 决定 precisely 很确切的决定 how the new lunar clock would work. 这个新的月球钟怎么样让它运作，也换句话说，到底要怎么样定这个标准时间，那他们还没有决定。
However, with more missions to the moon and beyond planned in the future, so having all these missions in the pipeline, standard timekeeping will be imperative. Imperative is a great word. It means we must have this. This is super important. Saying something is imperative sounds way more professional than saying, this is super important, guys.
Yeah.
So this is imperative.
imperative 这个字很好哈，就是你说 something is imperative， 那就表示 it's necessary, it's extremely important 或者 it's essential。It's
got to happen now.
一定要做的事情 imperative。 好，所以这句讲说，但是呢 with 就是一个附随状况，现在有更多的月球任务 to the moon and beyond， 而且不只是到月球，还有更多国家可能要探索月球之外的其他的太空。好，有这么多的任务 planned 就是被计划好了，所以这 planned 就是修饰这个 more missions。 好，而且是 in the future， 未来有这么多任务都已经计划好了，所以在这样的情况之下，standard 标准的 timekeeping 就是计时，你时间要有一个标准的计时的方法，这样的一件事情 will be imperative 是绝对要做的。
Hey Angela,
Yeah?
Why does the European Space Agency want to establish a lunar time zone?
The answer is to facilitate communication and navigation for astronauts during the lunar missions.
Yeah, right.
所以这是我们的问题哈。Bruce 老师问的是为什么欧洲太空总署想要建立一个月球时区呢？那 Angel 老师的回答是要促进沟通以及太空人在月球任务中的航行。
Okay, let's look at our second short article now. Its title is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Wins Big.
好，那我们的中文标题是超闹动作喜剧妈的多重宇宙横扫奥斯卡7大奖项。
Everything wins. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Wins. Big.
很好玩啊，所以这个标题啊，这个电影的标题很好 ，Everything Everywhere， 然后如果你再接到的 Wins Big， 好，那蛮有趣的。
Okay, we've got a couple paragraphs here for you. I'll read them through and then we'll get busy explaining them. In what many people considered a big surprise, the bizarre movie Everything Everywhere All at Once took home 7 of the biggest prizes at the 95th Academy Awards. The film received awards for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Film Editing, and Best Original Screenplay. In addition, it won 3 of the 4 acting awards, with Michelle Yeoh winning Best Actress, Ke Huy Quan winning Best Supporting Actor, and Jamie Lee Curtis winning Best Supporting Actress. What sets this film apart from the rest is its unique multiverse setting. The actors had to play vastly different versions of their characters for each universe. The film also features a diverse cast and focuses on the story of an Asian immigrant family. The unique plot, combined with great acting, made it the best movie of 2022.
Okay, so at the beginning of the article it says, in what many people considered a big surprise, the bizarre movie Everything Everywhere All at Once took home 7 of the biggest prizes at the 95th Academy Awards. So I'm happy that this movie got a lot of awards because it, put some of my favorite actresses into the spotlight and put a very interesting movie. Like, it's finally an interesting movie that they're celebrating.
好，所以呢，我们来看 Angel 老师也说他非常高兴这个妈的多重宇宙得了这么多奖，因为这个里面剧本很有趣，而且也有他很喜欢的演员。那我们看看这个英文句子，他就说在 What many people considered a big surprise. What 就是 the thing which. 那 many people considered 很多人认为这件事情是个 a big surprise， 也就是说在很多人觉得很意外的一个状况之下，那后面主要子句说 the bizarre movie. Bizarre 就是怪异的，它是非常的与众不同，而且有时候可能有点夸张，所以是非常的 unconventional， 有的时候甚至是 far-fetched 就有一点太夸张了。F-A-R 一个 hyphen fetched F-E-T-C-H-E-D， 所以这是 bizarre 就怪异的。所以在这个很怪异不一定是不好，但就是跟我们知道跟我们想象跟我们了解的不太一样的这样一部电影，就是妈的多重宇宙。它怎么样呢？ took home 带回家，也就是它囊括了 7 of the biggest prizes， 它囊括的这个大奖中的7个，在这个第95届的这个奥斯卡金像奖里面，他带回了最大奖项中的7个奖项。
The film received awards for Best Picture, that would be the most popular movie, Best Director I think you can understand, Best Film Editing, the people who work with the, well now it's all done by computers, but they actually put the pictures that are taken into a good-looking and coherent story. And best original screenplay is the writing of and preparation of the movie, what's going to happen and who's going to say what or do what.
好，所以这一部片呢，它得到了 awards， 就是奖项 for， 好 awards for 什么什么，就是什么的奖项。它得到的是 best picture， 就是最佳影片， best director 最佳导演奖，还有呢 best film editing 最佳影片剪辑奖。那刚刚这个Bruce老师说，他们其实不像以前是拿那个影片的胶卷来剪啊，现在大家都是用电脑在剪辑。他也得到了这个 Best Original Screenplay， 就是最佳原创剧本奖。
In addition, it won 3 of the 4 acting awards. So there's only 4 acting awards total, and 3 of them went to this movie. So Michelle Yeoh won Best Actress, and Ke Huy Quan won Best Supporting Actor, which means they're not the main character, but they did support. They're like a slightly lesser character. And then Jamie Lee Curtis won the Best Supporting Actress, so she was a lesser character. Michelle Yeoh was the main character.
好，in addition， 此外，他还得到了 3 of the 4 acting awards。acting awards 就是表演类别的奖啊，也就是演员奖。它里面只有4个演员奖，那他得到了3个。那 with 就是附带状况，他得到哪3个呢？就是杨紫琼，他得到的是最佳女主角奖，然后呢，关继威他得到的是最佳男配角奖，那还有这个 Jamie Lee Curtis 他得到的是最佳女配角奖。
What sets this film apart from the rest is its unique multiverse setting. Why is this film so different from the others? To set something apart from the rest is to stand out, to be very unusual. And here, in a good way, its background or its setting is a multiverse. And I have no idea what they're getting at. I haven't seen the movie.
A multiverse, though, is a concept that there's more than one universe happening simultaneous to ours, and that they are all various versions of our universe. And so the movie explores the different universes that Michelle Yeoh's character simultaneously inhabits.
好，所以这 multiverse 就是多重宇宙。那这个之前我们常常讲的平行宇宙，但它这个不只是平行宇宙，它是多重宇宙。好，所以呢，这个地方讲到说 What sets this film apart from the rest? Set A apart from B， 通常是这个 B 就是比较大群的 the rest， 也就是说让这个 A 与众不同的，跟 B 这个群体里面其他都不一样的 A 使它很突出的，叫做 set A apart from B。 所以让这部电影与众不同的，跟其他电影 the rest 在这里就其他参赛的影片所不同的是，它有很独特的多重宇宙的这样的一个 setting， 就是这样的一个背景设定。
So the actors had to play vastly different versions of their characters for each universe. Since each universe is a different version or a different kind of our world, so it's like the same thing but different. So the characters were the same thing but different. So Michelle Yeoh was always the character that played by Michelle Yeoh, but in some universes she had made different choices than she had done in this universe. And so sometimes, especially for the supporting actors and actresses, they had very different characters to play. So imagine that you, in a movie, had to play like 3 or 4 different characters that were all the same character. But it was a very solid acting challenge for them, I think.
Yeah， 好，所以这个地方这些演员呢，他必须要 play， 他们要扮演 vastly different， 就极为不同的。好 ，vast 通常是指很大 ，very great in extent。好，那这个 vastly different 就非常极为不同的 versions of their characters， 他们那个角色的不同的版本，因为在不同的宇宙里面，他这个角色是有不同的状况，不同的呈现，所以他们要自己一个人，但是在多重宇宙里面，他们要扮演不同的自己，那这个对演技是很大的挑战，所以是他们会有 different versions of their characters for each universe， 因为它多重宇宙，所以在每一个宇宙里面，他们都有不同的角色。
The film also features a diverse cast and focuses on the story of an Asian immigrant family. The word diverse, you can also hear it pronounced as diverse. Cast are the people in the movie, and the story focuses on an Asian immigrant family.
好，所以这部电影呢，它也 features 就是以什么为特色？它的特色是 a diverse cast. Diverse 就是多元的，就是 unlike in kind， 或者是 different from one another， 或者是你说 having variety， 就各种多元的这样的 cast 就是演员。我们中文也有时候以前比较常听到卡司，就是演员卡司。好，然后呢， 他换句话说，演员是多元的演员，而且他焦点是放在一个亚裔的移民家庭上面。
So this story says that this plot was unique. It says the unique plot combined with great acting made it the best movie of 2022. And I would like to say this plot is only unique in the movie world. This is like every fan fiction site has a million of these kinds of plots. This is like the new kind of plot that's come out with like people on the real cutting edge of writing. But one of this kind of plot actually made it into the movie world is cool. So it's unique for movies, yes.
好，所以这个 unique 是独特的 plot 是情节，不过 Angela 是说其实这是对电影来讲是很独特的情节，但类似的故事类似的想法其实在很多的科幻写作里面其实已经出现了，已经有很多了。好，所以这个独特的情节呢 combined with 结合了 great acting 出色的演技，那使得这个电影变成了2022年，使它成为了2022年最佳的影片。
Hey Angela.
What
awards did Everything Everywhere All at Once win at the 95th Academy Awards?
The film won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Film Editing, Best Original Screenplay, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress.
这个 Bruce 是问 Angela 是说，电影《妈的多重宇宙》在第95届奥斯卡金像奖获得哪些奖项呢？那 Angela 说，文章里面有，他得到了最佳影片、最佳导演奖、最佳影片剪辑奖、最佳原创剧本、最佳女主角奖、最佳男配角奖、最佳女配角奖。
Okay, that's it for today's lesson. I don't know about you, but I would like to see this movie. I don't get it, and I'd like to be able to. Okay, that's it for today's lesson, but do join us again. The next time we'll be back is just a couple days from now. Until then, bye-bye.